Yeah, hi. Welcome back. Welcome back, all. So today we are going to be discussing about the next session is about the jump control statements or unconditional statements. Okay, as we are in the earlier session, we already been seeing about what is the loop and all. Okay, so break, continue, and go to. So these are the keywords that we need to use here. So you can able to see that so that we can able to jump from one block to another block, or otherwise from one statement to another statement block or statement. We can able to. So how and all and how it was going to be worked. Break is a keyword that we need to go with. Okay, so break is a keyword, and as well as continue is also a keyword, and go to is also a keyword. And what are those syntaxes and all? We'll look into that. Okay, let us see. The most probably the break statement is used within the number one looping and looping statement, and as well as switch statement. In the earlier cases, in the switch case itself, we have already been seeing that one of the keyword, which is nothing but break. Okay, so this is how the break is the keyword that we are going to be using in switch case. We already been seeing that for each case we are going to be ending with an break statement. Okay, so that it will go on executing to does not move further to any of the cases, so that it will simply come out of it immediately out of the loop. Okay, so the nested loops as well we can able to use it when it is used within the for loop while or do while loop statement. The control statements come out of the corresponding loops and continues with the next statement with that. Okay, so these are all the statements that we can able to see that the syntax for the break statement here is the break. Okay, break is the keyword that we need to follow. Right, let us see a simple program here. So in the int I, I'm going to using it for I is equal to initialize for loop. I am going to using it using this for loop. Whenever the condition got matched that I double equals to 6, then immediately what we are trying to say break. But I is less than or equal to 10 until how many? What is the output then? It will keep go on. So as you people are already been earlier that for loop is going to be starting from the 3 parts it was going to be divided into. So one is I is equal to the initialization part, and only once it was going to be, and the second is condition. It was going to be checked out over here. So once the condition becomes I becomes 6 is a value, then it will completely break and it will completely come out of the for loop. Okay, so print until and unless it will go on printing the I value. So until where it was going to be ending then. So until 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the output that we are going to be printing out. So it will does not go for the 7, 8, 9, and 10 and 6 and all. So because it will simply come out of the loop itself. It will stop the loop and come out of it. That's it. Okay. So that is how the break statement is going to be executed. Okay. Is output is 1, 2, 3, and 4 is a repeated 10 times. Okay. Right. Then continue statement. How this continue statement is going to be executed. So the continue statement is the thing that we can able to see that. So the continue is one of the keyword. This is what the syntax that we need to go with. So continue with the semicolon, right? So what does this will do? A continue statement is used within the loops execution of the current iteration and proceed the iteration. Okay. So what does it will do here is whenever the match I is equal to 6 was being done, then simply it will skip that particular loop only. So if I is equal to 6, then it will skip that printing that 6 value, and it will start with the next incremented of the I value. So that it will normally it will again repeat it back to the for loop. So and it will go on executing. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 it will go on executed, and 6 is got matched. So 6 value has been skipped, and 7, 8, 9, and 10 until it will go on executing. So 6 will not be printed. So simply what it was trying to do, it will simply skip that loop. So that is what the main thing that we are going to be learn. So it is important to note that the continuous statements usually used only in loops constructed and not in the selective statement. The syntax for keys. See, in the loop itself, we are going to be using for loop. I said so. I is equal to 1. I is less than or equal to 10. So what we said, man. So enter any number. It means scanf percentage the ampersand n. So if n is less than 0, so then what we are trying to say, man, continue. Else sum is equal to sum plus n. So printf percentage the sum. Okay. Let us see. I is the one. I is 1, and it was entered into his. Yes, it is true. And 1 is less than 10, it is true. Then enter a number, some which is something, but for example 1. So or otherwise we can able to go with let us n value has been with 5. Let us assume like so 5. If 5 is less than 0, no. So this condition becomes false now. So go to the else, and sum is equal to sum is 0 initially plus 5, then print the value 5. Okay, so like this we can able to go on that. So okay, and one more thing here is then again I is going to be incremented. So 2. So 2 is going to be entered into here. Enter any number which is nothing but let us assume like now it was going to be yeah. So now it was going to be something like 2. So where n is 2 is less than 0, no. So this condition becomes false now. Then again go back to here to some 0 plus 2. So this becomes 2 now. So 5 is already printed and 2 is already printed. Now we are going to be taking the n value. Now I is going to be incremented, which is nothing but third. So 3. So then enter any number. So what will happen? Now I'm going to entering the n value is 0. Okay, so n value is 0. So what will happen, man? So if 0 is less than 0, man, the condition becomes false again now. So then what will happen? Again 0. So that means 5, 2 and 0 is going to be printed over here, right? Then again go back to the I increment, then 4 it becomes I value, then enter a number which is nothing but -1. I entered -1. So what will happen? -1 is less than 0. Yes, it's true. So what will happen, man? Simply skip that. So -1 will not be printed over here. After the continue statement, whatever the block is there, it will not be executed all these blocks. So what will happen? It will simply skip that one and immediately go back to increment the I value. So that's what it will immediately, what will happen? It will go back and check the condition once again. Then it will start go on printing the remaining values what we are going to providing. So this is what right? So this is how that statement a continuous statement will happen. And the next one here is the go to statement, man. So what is this go to statement? So go to is the first keyword that we need to keep remember. And what is that syntax and all? See, we can able to transfer the control to the specific locations unconditionally. Okay, so we can able to move from any block to another block. How it was going to be? First, we need to learn only the first one. The syntax for go to statement is first label. Something label is nothing but whatever the name that you want to, but don't provide any kind of spaces. The rules that we have to follow with variables only. Okay, so the variable you can able to give any kind of thing that is nothing but a. For example, let us assume like some a colon. Then immediately we have to write a block of statement within the brackets. So you can write any kind of statement here. This is what the block we are calling it as, right? Then, and somewhere else, I told that go to, I'm using the keyword, and how to call that block. Go to, using the keyword, give the space, and give the label name A. Then immediately where it goes, man, immediately it will go back to and start searching that where is that label A. Then once it start finding out, once it once it found the variable A, then immediately whatever the block that was been existing that was defined for that block, it will keep going blindly executing the sequence of statements in that block. Okay, so that is how it was going to be happening. For example, if deeply nested loops in the existing may be used for breaking more than one loop at a time. In this case, a break statement will not serve the purpose because it's only exists a single loop. Okay, so right, then we can able to simply a simple example that we can able to go on. So we need to finally print the cprogrammingexpert.com. Okay, so include stdio.h. So we are going to be saying that. So void main, a small mistake instead of bracket, it was been appeared with 0. Fine, let us go with. So within this main block, I wrote that print www. Okay, first what it will do, it will execute this one and it will print the www, right there. Then go to, what it has said, man, immediately after this statement, what it has said, go to x, right? Where is that variable x was being defined? It was being defined here. So printf C programming language. So immediately what will happen with C programming, that it was printed up to here now. Okay, up to here it was printed. C programming up to here it was printed. Then after entering into the this is what how we are going to calling the block, man. Go to x. So where the label x is there is here. This is entered and it will printed here. Then what is the next statement in that block, man? Go to y. So this is moving forward and this is going to moving backward. Okay, So go back once again and find out where is that y label is there. Okay, so it was being did here. Then print that expert. So programming up to here we had already been printed. Then we have what we are trying to say when expert was being going to be printed here now. Then go to Z you said. So go to Z in the sense where it was, where is a Z label is there, it is here now. Go back once again. So print.com. So finally what it was going to printing mean? So print.com. So ww and x is going to printing programming, and y is going to printing expert, and z is going to printing .com. So this is how we can able to, so that means using, you can able to, people can able to understand clearly that, you know, we can able to, the go to statement, you can able to move forward and backward wherever you want, you can able to move. So that's what the thing that was going to be happening in go to statements. Okay, but thank you. We'll meet you back once again with the next topic, which is something but arrays. Okay, thank you.